Hey everybody, this is Ashley, and I know you guys want to learn how to make $1,000 a month or more, and you can do that online publishing Kindle Direct through Kindle Direct publishing books online. And I've got a really awesome show for you today. So if you're interested in learning how to make $1,000 a month or more, then please stick by. So I'm Ashley with Publish with Ashley, and where we talk about how to make money online and through publishing books, low content books through Amazon, and also doing other digital products. And today we're going to be talking about, I have 2 business secrets for you, which I think are great. And then yes, 20 summer niche ideas or 20 plus. I have the whole list and we're just going to go through it. I'm not even sure how many we're going to go through. So it'll just be a bunch. So this is going to be a really action-packed show, and it's going to have a lot of great information for you. All right, so some of you may be new to my channel. This is the first time I've actually pushed this to my profile, so some of you might be new, so welcome to those who are new or watching this. So I wanted to talk a little bit about really quick for those of you who've heard this all before, just real quick for those who are new, so give the newbies a break. What Kindle Direct Publishing is the ability to publish a book on Amazon. And what you do is you just have, you can do workbooks, you can actually do fiction books, you can do what we talk about a lot as low content, which is like workbooks or something that would help people, journals, planners, coloring books, a lot of stuff like that, maze books, puzzle books. But what you need basically is 2 files. You need to create a cover file and you need to create an interior file and then get those into PDF form. You upload those 2 PDFs with, title and keyword research and basically, how would you find this book? That's what keywords are. How would you find out on Amazon? So you upload those 2 files and some kind of metadata to Amazon. They create a product page. And then once it sells, if someone finds your product page or through your keywords or various things, once it sells, that's all you have to do. Amazon picks up the rest. You just did the 2 files. And if you want, you can direct traffic to your page, through social media, through advertising, whatever. But Amazon does the hard lifting. They actually print and ship the book to the customer. So for free, you can have a KDP account where all you have to do is upload 2 files. And then if you've done it well and you want to put some effort towards advertising, you can sell those books, and Amazon does the heavy lifting. They deal with customer service. They print the product, all that. So that's kind of KDP in a nutshell, and it's a really great business. Okay, so that leads me into my 2 business secrets. And maybe they're not secrets, but I think maybe they seem too foo-foo-y for people. So they're like, that's not a secret, but it really is. Now, let me start with a story. There was once a very successful restaurateur in New York City in the 1920s, I think. And he was interviewed by a reporter who asked him the question, when did you become successful? When were you successful? And the restaurateur looked at this man who was, dressed really well to interview him and said, I was successful when I was sleeping in Central Park on park benches. And that really took the reporter back because he was like, I don't get that. But the moral of that story is that restaurateur knew the real secret. And the secret is you have to believe in your own success, right? You have to believe whatever venture you are going to do, that you are going to be successful at it. And the only person you're competing with is yourself, right? Success is more of a state of mind than numbers on a page. And I know some people are like, well, if I make $1,000 a month, then I'll be successful. No, that restaurateur had it correct. He was successful sleeping on that park bench because he believed he could. And it's about the attitude. And what that attitude really means is that if you decide that you are going to be successful at it, first off, you're not comparing yourself to anybody else. And that's really important. The second thing is you have the ability to, what would a successful person do, right? If you have that attitude, I'm successful, what would a successful person do? If you're having difficulty or you aren't making the money you want, or your advertising costs are too high, or whatever your problem is, what would a successful person do? Would they just give up and say, this doesn't work, it's a scam? No, they would decide, they would look at the problem, assess what is wrong, what could they change. They would brainstorm, they'd ask people, they would gain new knowledge, they would try something new, right? You have to have that attitude that a successful person would, which is, I'm going to make this work, right? Okay, so that's my number one. Number two is to treat this like a business. And you think, that's so silly, but it's true. If you treat this like a business instead of a hobby, you will get business results. If you treat it like a hobby, you're going to get hobby results. And I actually got this. I've always thought you should treat it by a business, like a business. But the whole idea of if you're treating it like a hobby, like you're just putting time and you're not really dedicated to it, you don't have that attitude of success that I'm going to make this successful, then you're not going to get the results you picture, right? You have this idea of what you should get for your work, but that's not necessarily the truth of it, right? You've got to go back to that. What would a successful person do? And that might look different for different people. I fit this in my day when I have time. Some weeks I don't have time at all. But I fit it in as I go, but I do treat every decision I make like a business. I'm willing to invest money into graphics. I think that's one of the best things you can do. And maybe in the beginning you don't have the money, but any profits you realize, or maybe you scrape together some money to buy stuff, you can. And it doesn't have to be expensive, but you want to treat each item like, do I need this item? How will this item help me? Graphics is that's like actually the first thing I started spending money on. I mean, other than just basic learning, I spent money on graphics, and it doesn't have to be expensive. I bought the $1 Hungry JPEG, Creative Fabrica. They have like dollar sales, and I bought $1 graphics, right? That's fine. It's inexpensive, but they were useful. So you need to spend time, money, and thought and effort and really treat it like a business. Like, how are you going to, what are your goals? How much money are you going to put in? How much time are you going to put in? Just set yourself up a schedule to set yourself up for success. Okay, and that's all the secrets. So let me talk about, I wanted to show you guys, where is it? Okay, let me share my screen. Sorry. There we go. Add to stream. Okay, so this is my niche ideas. I've got a ton of niche ideas for you guys. Okay, so the first thing I like to do sometimes is I like to do all sorts of things, but one of the things I like to do is I like to look on Google. Yes, Google. Okay, so everyone can do this. I typed in summer hobbies, right? People love hobbies. And since we're talking about summer niches, summer hobbies. The first thing I noticed when I typed in like this, just clicking on this gave me a bunch of ideas. Summer hobbies for guys, outdoor summer hobbies, summer activities, summer pastimes, winter doesn't really fit, beach hobbies list, right? There's a lot of things with the beach you could do. Fall hobbies, no, that's not summer. Outdoor hobbies, just hobbies. Summer hobbies for college students. That's an interesting one, right? That's very niche down. And when you're trying to create these books, you really want to think about who's going to use it. And this is kind of pretty specific. But anyway, so what I've done is you can look, I just had summer hobbies, and I started with, there's 2 or 3 of these I'm going to go through. And I'm going to show you, give you some ideas of what types of things you could create. Okay, so they were saying that here's 20 things you could do in the summer maybe that are different. Get into personality types. So you could maybe create, let's see, this just gives me an idea. Friends character. Maybe you can create, a friend's diary or a friend's notebook where best friends, right? This might be more teen or younger oriented, teen tween, where you have, one friend write on one side and you have a prompt, and one friend writes on one side and the other friend writes on the other side, and you share it back and forth. That might be a really fun type thing. Let's see, nature journaling, right? People get out in the summer. So you could do a prompt book where you have an empty page pretty much. And then just in the top, it's a prompt, like go outside and journal or draw about the first green thing you see, right? You could give people ideas, because a lot of times when they take on a new hobby, like nature journaling, they might be like, what do I do, right? You guys always ask me for niches. It's the same thing with someone taking on a new hobby. They might be like, I don't have any clue what nature journaling is. So you could create a prompt book for that sort of thing and then give them ideas. And people love to kind of, especially something new, being told something so that they can get better as they learn more. Hiking spots. Okay. So hiking logbook, hiking journal, hiking prompt book. There's so many things you create. Pro at grilling and barbecuing. So let's say you have some sort of skill of outdoor cooking, or you could write recipe books, or you could create a blank recipe book. And I did want to show you, and I'm going to go click over here. This is, it's not barbecuing, but it's air fryer. So this person, it is a independently published book. So someone actually published this, and they are at, you've probably seen it. If you search on Amazon, I see it all the time. They're at 140 BSR, bestsellers rank. So that's really low. It's like golf. Low is good. And so how many per day they sell, according to Kindlepreneur, and this is a guess, right? Because it changes obviously daily, is about 260 books a day. A day. I went and calculated how much. So profit, they make probably about $3.53 a book. They're selling 250 a day. That's $917.80 a day, not a month. They're obviously making more than $1,000 per month. So if you have some cool skill or some great, this person knows how to air fry. I actually bought not this book, but a different one, because I got an air fryer and I had no idea how to cook in it, right? So you can be helping people out. All right, let me go back to my list. I've got so many ideas. Okay, here's one. Paddleboard yoga. I didn't even know paddleboard yoga was a thing. Maybe you could do a diary of them learning out. I have to think this would be a funny type thing to start, or like goat yoga, something strange, where if they did a new experiences. Oh, what even about a new experience logbook? You could write, like you could do a whole list of these, look on the internet and find 200 crazy ideas to try over the summer, and you list it out, and then you give them journal pages to like write experience 1, experience 2, experience 3, right? That would be a great idea. Or you can journal about their paddleboard yoga experience. I have no idea. Sign up for an art class. So you could do some sort of art or drawing prompt book. That would be something you could do. Start meditation. That's probably another prompt book type thing. Grow your own herbs or produce. So that could be a garden planner. That could be a sketchbook where they can sketch out their how they want to do their garden, or how they want to arrange their seeds or whatever. Wine tasting club. You could have a wine tasting logbook, right? What types of wines they tasted, what their feelings are on those, that sort of thing. I would probably, if I did this, I would really niche down and find, I don't know, women wine tasting or something like that. Start a dog walking club. Okay, so ideas for that. Pet journals, pet medication logs. If your dog is having symptoms, often your veterinarian asks you to like log what they eat and their symptoms. So something like that. Let's see. Bouldering. So this is climbing. So you could have a climbing planner. You could do something like that. How to cut your own hair. I don't got anything for that. Sorry. Become a cocktail pro. So if you know cocktails, you could put a, mixology type book out there. I don't know if a mixologist or mixology is a trademark word, so check that. But here is one that's out there that is selling, and it's got a pretty basic cover. Maybe you could do a better cover, or you could look at the interior, and you can look at the reviews too and see what people didn't do well, right? There's a 1-star, see what someone didn't do and maybe include that into your book. All right, let's go back, because I'm trying to roll through these all. Learn about investing. Okay, that would be a great blog book, especially if you have a certain investing style, or something about just a savings logbook. You could make it fun. A lot of people don't like just the boring spreadsheet type savings. You could create it more visual. I did have a savings, like a visual thing that they could color in. And so they had like different colors as they got towards the end. And it was kind of it was more of a visual type savings journey, and that sold. So you can take an idea like a logbook and create something that's not just a chart. You can make it a lot more fun and interesting, and it would appeal to a different type of person. Let's see, making your own candles if you have candle recipes. Oh, there was one I did want to talk about. This would be back with the recipe books, like barbecuing and stuff like that. Let's say you have 5 amazing barbecue ideas or recipes. You could actually create a full color book and only include those 5 recipes. I have a ton of like 1,000+ recipes, and honestly, I get vastly overwhelmed. But if I had like the 5 best, pork barbecue recipes or ribs recipes or something like that, and it was in full color, and it was, let's see, you could also include QR codes that go to like a private YouTube page, or it could be a public YouTube page that shows you actually making these recipes or cooking these recipes. So you can add value, sell it for $12.99, and then someone gets something that's a little bit more coffee table worthy, it's color, and they could give it to someone who might feel overwhelmed with 1,000 barbecue recipes. 5, 10 might be perfect for somebody. I make amazing chocolate chip cookies, and everyone's always asking me, how do I make my chocolate chip cookies? And it's a really in-depth process. I've always thought about making like a color book showing each step of my chocolate chip cookie process, because it's a lot more. I'm way more like, the eggs have to be at room temperature and you have to separate things. And I'm kind of a little crazy. But my cookies turn out amazing. So you could have something like that and create a much smaller recipe book that would maybe be overwhelming, like 600 recipes. Okay, let's see. Book club. How about, a journal for book clubs. Calligraphy, right? You could do calligraphy pages so that they could practice their calligraphy. Eat your way through a new cookbook. So maybe that's an eating log where they try new recipes and they eat, and they journal their experiences with those new recipes. Makeup techniques. There's actually some great books out there where people can like color on the pages and try out new makeup type ideas. So they have like an eyes, a face, and then people use colored pencils to color on. Let's see. Okay. Oh, that along that line, I've seen actually skateboard coloring pages. So what it is it's people like to design their own skateboard like covers, not really covers, but they're skateboard like, I don't know what it's called, but anyway, so the book is just a bunch of skateboards, and then people can actually color in and design their own skateboard skins, I guess is the right word for it. So there's a bunch of ideas. Okay, we're going to go through these pretty quick. Camping logbooks, camping planners, camping coloring books, camping kids books. There's so many things on that. Gardening, we've talked a little bit about that. Let's see, collecting. Oh my gosh, so many ideas. Logbooks on collecting cards, stamps, coins, currency, vinyl records, plant species, and so on, right? Maybe my daughters collect 4-leaf clovers. They found like 5, which is more than I found in my life. So maybe you have a 4-leaf clover collector book. I don't know. That might not be a big seller, but it's a thought. Maybe people like to go garage sailing, right? So you could do a garage sailing notebook and they could see where they got their great find and how much for and stuff like that. Fruit picking. Okay, well, this is great in the sense of how about pickling, right? Or food drying, or what do you do with these fruits? Create jam, jellies. It could be a blank recipe book. You could have a few recipes and then the rest is blank so people could fill it in. What about dehydrating or drying things? I just read something about dehydrating or drying strawberries in the oven. I want to try that. So you could have, fun stuff like that. We talked about grilling, learn engine repair. So let's say you know how to repair an engine or you know how to do something. You could create a book where you literally just teach someone how to do something. And then, like I said, you could have a QR code that goes to a YouTube page that shows it so they could see the words. And then you could have the words exactly like I was talking with my daughter, and she has a hard time. She does the best when she can hear and see the words at the same time. So if you have the exact same script on the YouTube as in the book, that might help people. Something like that is good to think about. fishing logbooks, fishing planner, fishing adventures. I have family who like to go to Alaska, so a whole planner for that. Nature photography. You could do prompts. Yeah, again, another prompt book where they go and you say, you know, go take a picture of this and this. And then they take those pictures and they could put them in the book. They could print them out and put them in the book. And this might be something that was really good to do in color and hardback, or maybe just hardback, so that they, or because color hardback are really expensive, but you could do one or the other. Color and then not hardback, or hardback, non-color. Let's see, renovation. If you have a skill, you know, teach a skill to somebody. Playing cards. You could teach some fun card games if you know something different or new. Books. How about a book log? Summer reading is a big thing for kids. So you can make a summer reading book. Those do tend to do well. Maybe come up with a different angle for that, or kids homeschools, or kids with disabilities, or something like that. You know, try and niche down on your niche. Carving wood. All sorts of ideas as far as, you know, a logbook, a way to take pictures of their art, that the stuff they've created, or notes that they have. Skateboarding, like I said, skateboarding skins. Rollerblading. I don't know, a planner. Painting. You can give a painting just idea book. Let's see. Surfing, yet again, you could do surfboard skins where they could sign out what they would like their ideal surfboard would be. Stargazing, they could draw constellations. You could have a dot-to-dot with constellations, dot-to-dot book. Okay, so yeah, I don't want to bore you all to death, but that's kind of what I do. I just go through and start saying, what can I do? What can I do? And then I start like cross niching, like the idea of a coloring book with, you know, the surfboards, right? Where they get to color in their own, you know, surfboard skin. So you can really be creative. Okie dokie. Let's see what I got for, let me stop sharing here. Okay. So there's some ideas. I'm live every Wednesday, so you guys can come ask me questions. I don't have too long. I have about another 10 minutes before I have to go. But hopefully these were great. My comments are good. That's a great idea. Hello. And that's kind of the comments I have. So do you guys have any questions? I didn't want this to be too long, but I wanted to give you a bunch of ideas for summer. And you don't just have to rely on us YouTubers to give you ideas. You can use the resources at hand. Use Google. So what I would do is I'd go to Google first and kind of get some ideas in my head. And then I might go to two places to validate my ideas. I'd go to Amazon and see what's out there, what's selling, and maybe what I could cross niche it with or niche it down, right? Like we were talking about summer hobbies for college students. That's pretty niche down. Like what could you do with that sort of idea? Then I also go to Etsy to validate my ideas because they don't always have the same ideas. I found stuff on Etsy that there's nothing like it on Amazon. And then I've created a book. I didn't like copy their idea or anything. I just took that kind of concept and created a book version of it. Some things work better and translate better to book than others. But I've done that and that sold really well. So, you know, you can use Etsy. If it's selling well on Etsy, there's obviously a customer base for it. And so it can sell well on Amazon. Sometimes those people who buy on Etsy aren't looking on Amazon, but eventually I think you will find your audience on Amazon, either through advertising, social media, putting yourself out there and telling your friends, hey, look what cool things I'm creating on Amazon. You know, please tell your friends, right? Or you could also do both, right? You could create your brand and create the Amazon KDP version and then put something that would be appropriate as a digital download on Etsy, right? So you can, like we talked about last week, you can diversify in the sense of create some product and then put it on two different platforms to try and get the widest audience possible. All right. Okay. Thank you for being here, Naya. And there's no way I'm going to say it's NGOC. There's no way I'm going to be able to say that with all the hyphens correctly. So thank you for coming. Anything else you guys have? That's kind of what I would do and look for, and don't be too afraid of competition. You do want to look in Amazon and you don't want something to be overwhelming, but if it's overwhelming, like there's too many results, then see how you can niche down that makes sense. Cross somebody, a cat and dog lover instead of just a dog lover or just a cat lover, people who love both. People who love cats and bunnies. I don't know. You can cross big niches together to try and niche down a little bit more and make it definitely, you still want to pick big niches because you want a lot of eyes on that type of thing, but it doesn't have to be, everybody who likes cats, which is a lot of people. Hello, Bailey from California, and hello, Kayla. I think that's all I have for today. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments, and I will try and answer them. I'll either answer them in the comments, or sometimes when you guys have fabulous questions, I do a video on it. So please let me know what questions you have. And I am excited to share with you guys. And I will be live again next week, and maybe I'll have another video. I'm trying to work on a course about ebook marketing and trying to use creative strategies using ebooks to market your paperback books. And it's it's a big idea. And I've have it all mapped out. I just haven't done all the videos for it. So I'm hoping I'll get some time to work on that and get that out to you guys, because I think it's going to be, it's very creative. I've got that onto it. And it's established methods that work. I just don't think it's been used as well as it could in the low content marketing space because people aren't thinking this way. All right, so that's all I have for you guys today. I'm excited to see you all next week. Please come live or watch replays, and make sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel or join my Facebook group. Please answer the questions if you want to join my Facebook group, because I'm kind of picky about that. All right, thanks so much, and I will see you all next week.